Welcome back to the episode of Let's Build Twitter. I'm Ethan Encoder, and we are on episode 129. In this episode, we finally wrap up the poll logic. Firstly, we make sure that we can actually go ahead and change the ending time of the poll, and then we get everything set up to be able to send that poll to the backend and get it posted with a post. As always, if you guys do want access to the private repository, there is a link in the description down below that walks through exactly how to get that. And if you want to hang out while I'm working on this live, I also have my streaming schedule down below as well. Without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into the code. All right, so now we need to be able to hit post here. So I'm thinking maybe we do some refactoring on our post or this button, because this button is getting kind of crazy. Because whenever you add in a image, it pops up. Whenever you add in a GIF, it pops up. Whenever you add in this, it pops up. So we might want to go ahead and refactor wherever this is, feed post creator. I think we rewrite this. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to comment this out. And I'm going to do the same thing below it. I know they don't like this. It's fine. We'll fix it in a second. And we're going to copy this as well. So we're going to flip the roles on this. So we're going to say if post content is not equal to an empty string, question mark. And then we're going to say, if that's the case, we're going to say feed post active. And we'll work on this as we go. Otherwise, we're going to say feed dash post creator dash button, like so. All right, so we're going to copy this up and out of the way. We're actually down here maybe. We'll just get rid of this and this and this and this. All right, so save that. We're going to do the same thing. Post content not equal to this, an empty string, question mark. And this one just returned it, right? So this one, it just said that. So let's just see. We refresh. Okay, it has no text. Why do you have no class? Spelled this wrong. Yes, I did. Okay, so disabled. Click on it, it's still disabled. We type in it, it's no longer disabled. That's fixed. Next step. Or our state dot post, whoops, dot current post images dot length is greater than 0. So if we have some images, if we have some images in there, we want to go ahead and show the active. Copy this, and we're going to do the same thing. Or that will show the active. Let's go ahead and check this out. So let's refresh. We go ahead and grab an image. We can add this. Okay, we can add a post. We can even type in here and it should still be fine. Okay, cool. That's fine. Next, we add the same thing again. So we'll say or, and we'll pass in the state.post.currentPost, and the images are greater than 1. So instead of less than 1, we'll say greater than 1. And we're gonna do the same thing again. We'll copy this and we'll paste it in here or post it in there. All right, now let's check this out, make sure this one works. So this one was for GIF, I believe. So if we hit this, thumbs up, thumbs up. That one did not work. Okay, state.post.currentPost and state.post.currentPost.images.length greater than equal to 1 maybe. Let's try greater than equal to 1. Let's refresh. Let's try again. GIF, Y, but Y. Okay, that's working. Now for the last one, we'll say or, and we'll say state.post.currentPost and state.post.currentPoll is not equal to undefined. So paste that one, say not equal to undefined. We're just gonna do or this. We're gonna paste this here. And I missed one. Let's check to see if it's undefined again. This is gonna be an absolute bear to edit later. Thumbs up. Let's see if the button is currently disabled. It is. So what if we wrap this entire thing again? Wrap this and wrap this, and we're going to negate all of this. So we're going to say not whatever this is. So now let's see, it's active, it's not disabled. Now the question is, if we add a GIF, is it disabled? Let's see. So let's go ahead and see. It's active. Okay. So that is technically working, and that should be technically good to go. I kind of want to take one more crack at turning this into a function. Let me just try it really quick. I'm just going to go ahead and say const generate button class turns a string. I'm going to just return. I'm straight up going to copy this entire thing because this was working. So we're going to copy this entire ugly mess. We're going to paste it in here. We're just going to return this. We're going to go ahead and copy this. We're going to paste it into our class. It's going to make us call it. Now, I think calling it's what's breaking this. It says active. Let's try these all out. So if we type, okay, it says active, it goes inactive. We add an image. It goes to active. Take the image out, it goes to inactive. Click on Y, it goes to active. Inactive, we add a poll. Okay, that's working. So we're gonna do the same thing again for this. We're gonna say const, and we're just gonna say activate button, and this will return a boolean like so. And then we're gonna just return, and I'm gonna do the same exact thing. We're just gonna return this whole mess, and now instead of being inside the button, whenever we need to update this, we'll just modify this, and then we'll say activate button inside, and now this makes this look a lot nicer. If we want to, we could pass data in there and whatnot. I'm not that concerned about it. There's that, and let's test this really quick. Type. All right, we're good to go. Now what we want to be able to do is whenever we go ahead and submit this poll, whenever we submit the post, we're going to add some extra logic. So this is getting kind of gross. So in submit post, maybe we say if, let's just check if our state dot and post dot current post, and this should be true already, I believe, because we've already checked current post. So dot poll. So if we have a poll is not equal to undefined. So if we in fact do have a poll, let's go ahead and get the information from the poll. We need to get the data from the feed post creator poll, because this data here inside of the valid date selector or validated date selector, we don't have this information readily available for us. It's all inside of here. So we'd have to get the information from here, basically. We'd have to pass the data elsewhere, basically. I have an idea. So whenever we do the update choice, update time, what we can go ahead and do is we have the name that we want to update. So we could go ahead and let's go ahead and check our post slice for something. We'll just go into our reducers and we'll say set poll date. This will take in a state and a payload, which is a type payload action. Payload action, and this will just be a string. And what we'll do, so let's say if state.currentPost and state.currentPost.poll. So we have both of those. We'll go ahead and say let post equal to state.currentPost, let poll equal to post.poll. We have this string for the payload, so we're gonna say let, actually we're gonna say poll is equal to ... poll. I hate that it does that, and we're gonna say date or end time is gonna be equal to action.payload, or payload, I guess. Payload dot payload. This should be action. Action will be that, and this will be action dot payload. Typoed, and then we'll say, what is your problem? Is it because of the JSON stringify? Let's try that, I guess. So let's go ahead and try to make a copy of this, I guess. So JSON dot parse JSON dot stringify, and we're going to pass in state dot current post, I guess. So I guess that's what fixed it. And now we're going to go ahead and do all this. We need to say post is equal to dot 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 post, and then we're going to say poll like that. We're going to set the poll, and then we need to say state is equal to dot 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 state, and we're going to say current post is equal to post, and then finally we'll just go ahead and return the state, return state. And then here, if one of these isn't true, then it's just going to skip over it. It's not going to be any problems. So that's good to go. Let's go ahead and hop back down here, and let's go ahead and say set poll date. Save that, and then in here, so the poll date isn't going to technically be correct. What we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to be like days, hours, minutes. We definitely need to dispatch. We're going to dispatch set poll date like that, and then this needs a string. We can say, I guess we'll just set up an if statement here, I guess. So if name is equal to, and I think we had like days, hours, minutes. So days will do one thing, else if, I don't love this, but it is what it is, name is equal to hours, else. So what we'll do to start, let's say let date. Yeah, this is what we could do. We can say let date equal to, I got an idea. Let date equal to JSON dot parse and JSON dot stringify, and we're gonna go ahead and pass in the time there. So we're gonna go ahead and basically make a copy of the time, and then we'll say date is equal to dot 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 date. So we're gonna basically do the same thing we did up here, except immediately, not asynchronously. And then we're gonna have name colon value, and then what this will allow us to do is we can go ahead and say dispatch the date, and we don't need an object, we need just a string. And then we can say $, if I could, $, date dot days colon $, date dot hours colon $, date dot, and then minutes. So basically we're going to copy the time, and then we're going to go ahead and set it immediately, because remember, it's asynchronous, so it might not be exactly perfect at that time. So that should be good to go. It should dispatch that set poll date. So now what we need to do is let's just go ahead and make sure that this is getting updated. So we're going to go into our feed post creator, excuse me. Whenever the poll changes, I don't know if this is going to do what we want, but we can at least see. So let's hop into our Brave. Let's open up our terminal. So inspect console, and if we make a poll, if we change these, does anything happen? Okay, it does. Poll ID 0, end time is undefined, undefined, undefined. So let's console.log date here, and we're gonna say date comma, just to make sure we know what's going on. Let's go ahead and try this now. So it's got to be dispatching undefined, right? So let's refresh just to make sure it's working. Go into our poll, and if we change the hours to 1 hour, so date is days 1 hours. So why is that getting undefined, undefined? If we set this back to days, hours, minutes, do you work now? It's gonna be behind though, I think. So 0 0 0 0 1 1 0 0. Although that's right, the date's just incorrect, because if you look at the end time of the poll, it says, although never mind, because it starts at 0 0 0, right? So if we come here for, although that's correct too. Interesting. It looks right. I mean, 1 day, 3 hours. This is inside the feed post creator. So I think that's working. So I think it's fine. So now what we need to do is we need to update our poll. So if we come into our feed post creator, submit post. If our post has a poll on it, so there's no images, it's just, I gotta make sure that it has, if there's a poll and our state dot post dot current post dot images dot length is less than 1. So as long as it's also not an image, but it shouldn't be able to do that. So let's go ahead and we'll say let time string equal to state dot post dot current post current post dot poll dot in time, and then we need to kind of break this up, I suppose. So we'll say let days equal to, and we're gonna say time string dot split, and we're gonna split it on this guy, and this would be 0, and let hours equal to time string dot split, and we'll split it on this, and then this one might be 1, and then let minutes equal to time string dot split, and then this will be 2 maybe, and I did this wrong. Now I don't really want to create the post right now, so let's just do this, and let's console.log to see if this is right. So we'll say days, if I could type days right, days, hours, minutes. Let's just make sure this is right. We're not going to dispatch or anything. You know what? I think I'm in the wrong one. I'm in the wrong one. No wonder why it's not doing anything. Let's actually put this in the right one. So copy this. Makes sense. And do this. And we need to make sure that poll gets set as well, because it's not being set right now. Let's try this again. Console.log days, hours, minutes. So give it a refresh. Don't need to, but I just want to be safe. And hello post, and we got days empty, hours undefined, minutes undefined. So let's console.log time string to make sure that there's a time string. Console.log time string to make sure this is working at least. Maybe this is broken. Refresh and do this again. So hello. You know what? I might not have set anything. So we need to set that to like zeros. So let's hit post. So days for, okay, it worked fine. I just need to make sure that whenever we generate the poll, so let's go back into our post slice, and whenever we generate the poll, we'll start out at 0. Actually, we'll start at 1, 0, 0. So 1 day, 0 hours, yada, yada, yada. So then if we don't put anything in there, it won't break. So basically, we'll let the poll equal to this, and we'll set the end time to 100 to start. Now let's go ahead and take a look at what it looks like. So we come back in here in Brave, refresh, and open up a poll, and then we just put like hello, and post. Now we get 100, 1 day, 0 hours, 0 minutes. So that's good. We have a default value now, which is something we didn't think about. And now back into our feed post creator, we need to turn this into basically this many days from now. And I forget how to do this, but I know you need a date. So let end time equal to a new date basically. And then you need to say like end time dot set, and we're going to say date to end time dot get date plus, and then this is going to be days, but it's going to be like plus days or something like that. And then we can do the same thing. So end time dot set, and then I'm guessing for minutes we can do the same thing. So minutes end time dot get minutes, and then plus, and then we're going to say plus minutes, and then I guess hours. So end time dot set hours. Okay, end time dot get hours plus, and we'll turn it, whoops, plus hours. We'll turn it into an thing. So let's go ahead and let's console.log here. So console.log the end time now, and then we'll console.log the end time here. And then maybe we also say end time dot to UTC string. I don't know if that's going to help or not, but let's just try it out, excuse me, to make sure that it looks like it's pretty good. So if we go ahead and hop into dbeaver, or not dbeaver, Brave, we'll go ahead and add in this guy. We'll say hello and hello, and we'll say maybe we'll just say 1 day, and let's just see if it looks like it's 1 day. So Thursday to Friday. Okay, that is good to go. So now what we need to go ahead and do is actually dispatch creating the poll and everything, and then hopefully, or creating the post, and then hopefully everything just works. So let's go ahead and try that out, and we'll open up Postman, try to make sure that's working, everything back in here. Now all we really got to do is make sure that our body has the post in it, I guess, or the poll in it. So we'll say poll is state.post.currentPost.poll, and it shouldn't matter if it's undefined or whatnot. The only thing that we do have to do first is we need to set that end date, and this needs to be an actual string. I guess we'll say let poll equal to undefined, I guess. And then we'll say if there's a poll, we can say poll is equal to state.post.currentPost.poll, right? And we can say JSON.parse, and then JSON.stringify, and wrap this. So basically, if there's a poll, we'll go ahead and do that. And then at the end, we'll go ahead and say poll is equal to ... poll, comma, and then we need the end date. Could say end time, colon, and then we can say backticks and just do this maybe. So let's see if this works. So $ curly brace end time dot get full year, and then we need a dash, and then I believe it's month. So then we'll say end, whoops, $ curly brace end time dot get month, and then we'll say dash, and then $, whoops, $ curly brace end date dot get, or end time, my bad, end time dot get, and then this is, we want get date, and then we have a space, and then we'll have end time, or $ curly brace end time dot get, and then this will be hours, and then we have colon and $ end time, like a type dot get minutes. So this should convert that into that string, and then we'll say poll colon poll. So this will either be undefined, which is legal, or it'll be what we're expecting. Now, I don't know if the date's gonna work. We might have to convert that into a date. So now all that's left to do is to actually test it out. If we come back into our browser, let's refresh. And worst case scenario, we get an error and we have to debug it. So we'll go ahead and make a poll. We'll say choice, if I could type choice 1, we'll say choice 2, and it ends in 1 day, I guess, and we'll post. Okay, so we got undefined, but it reset everything and everything was good. Let's just go ahead and check our dbeaver, or not dbeaver, our postman. So go on to postman, and we go into get post, and we'll see if we have a post in here. Okay, so we have a post ID 3, and although I do not see a poll, poll is null. So poll did not get attached to it apparently. So this should be like that. And let's try that. Let's go into our post slice. What is going on in our create post? Yep, we never set the poll. So we'll go ahead and under images, poll is body dot poll. So body dot poll, it doesn't exist. So let's go ahead and say create post body. I'm surprised that didn't break. So under this, we'll say poll is a poll, and this can be poll or undefined actually. So we'll do that because it's not an array. So now it will probably work, except now this is broken because I'm guessing inside of post this, and here under images, we're just gonna go ahead and say poll is undefined, like so, and that should fix that issue. And now let's go ahead and try this again. So now we're gonna have a million posts in here, but it's fine. We'll refresh. We'll go ahead and make a poll. Poll. Choice 1. Choice 2. Trying again. Go ahead and make a post. Okay, that time we got a 500. So let's see what the 500 is about. I wonder if it just comes from 80 or 58. So let's go ahead and save and try again. It might be because we are just trying to print it even though we haven't set it up yet. So we'll go ahead and say choice 1 and choice 2. We might have to debug this some more and post. Okay, no error that time. Let's check our postman. And now we have a poll ID 3. Finally, there we go. So that is good to go. Finally, it looks good. Unfortunately, that's going to be it for today. If you guys enjoyed, please stick around for the next episode by hitting that subscribe button. You'll know exactly when it comes out, especially with that bell icon. If you did enjoy the content today, please sure to leave a thumbs up. If you did enjoy it, leave a thumbs down. Either way, it helps out with the algorithm all the same. And finally, if you have any suggestions or feedback for me, make sure you leave a comment down below. With that being said, I appreciate you all for watching. Stay tuned for the next episode. Peace out, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.